Alright, it's another one of these videos again. A couple nights ago I saw Troy, which was a pretty underrated film, so I thought I'd make maybe a shorter video today about it. I watched the theatrical cut, but I definitely kind of do want to see the director's cut, which is I think 30 minutes longer, so it'd be like 3 hours 15 minutes. And what I have to say about Troy is it's like a very enjoyable film with a really star-studded cast, but suffers from some problems that if they were corrected, I feel it would be considered a much greater film. The main one being dialogue. Much of the dialogue in this film seems very wooden and kind of at times cringe, but like just it just felt like kind of like in Star Wars, the prequels mainly, that like the story is really good, but like at times the emotion is just not pairing up with how it's written. And like they talk like no human beings would talk. So that's the main problem with this film. But other than that, you have a really good sort of maybe the last historical epic, classic historical epic that Hollywood made that was like sort of made with, how should I say, like not just budget but like care, like made with more classic filmmaking techniques. Because obviously you could find movies like this is like a biblical epic with a big budget, but it's largely just a bunch of ugly CGI, and I wouldn't even consider it like a major film of any kind. But this film is like a film that I would say is maybe like the last hurrah of maybe the historical epic genre. And this is a very famous story. And before we get into the plot, let's talk about the cast because some of my favorite actors are in this. I really like Brian Cox as an actor. Brad Pitt is one of my favorite actors. He plays like the main character, main hero, Achilles. And then you had some people that I really like as well. Brendan Gleeson from Harry Potter, Mad Eye Moody. He was actually probably the best. His like emotional performance really like overcame some of the wooden dialogue. Her, she plays the spy in Inglorious Bastard, Inglorious Bastards. Bridget von Hammerschmidt, I believe her name is. Orlando Bloom. It was pretty good. Eric Bana was very good. Sean Bean, of course, one of my favorite actors again. From Lord of the Rings, he played Boromir. And in Game of Thrones, of course, he played Ned Stark. So the main theme with this movie and the main like thread is about Achilles and the concept of legacy and being remembered. It was nominated for an Oscar. Costume design, okay. Oh, did it win? Okay, nice. And I would say at points the message about legacy is a little bit heavy-handed, but overall it does tie in well. I'm sorry I'm so distracted, but Wolfgang Petersen made Das Boot, which is his most famous film, and considered a really great film. So basically, the film starts out with like a duel. Agamemnon is invading another kingdom, and he sends out Achilles to like duel the strongest man of the kingdom, and Achilles wins. And there's some really nice action scenes in this movie, and some ones that, in my opinion, really don't live up to the potential. Particularly some of the battle scenes, like, just felt slightly nonsensical at times and like just half baked. But then there were others that were good. And then like things go on, and Helen of Troy, as she's called in mythology or whatever, folk stories, is basically she elopes with a a prince of Troy, while she belongs. She's the wife of Menelaus, who's a different kingdom. So this starts a war, and then basically Agamemnon and his brother Menelaus go to war. Menelaus wants his wife back, but Agamemnon wants to like use his brother's wife being stolen or whatever as justification to like start a war because he wants to expand his power. Things go on, and there's a bunch of really good scenes in Troy, which is the city that's being invaded and being sieged. We get to learn more about Achilles, and we get to learn more about Troy. And one of the standout characters for me is King Priam, played by Peter O'Toole. I don't know, are these people real? So yeah, these are mythological characters, largely. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. You get to learn about this family that is withstanding the invasion. Things go on, they win like a great early victory, but then like they decide to press their advantage, and basically Achilles' cousin dies, and at this point Achilles has been like a very non-loyal character. He's not like loyal to any king, but at this point he goes and kills Eric Bana's character, who's the brother of Orlando Bloom's character. It's quite a good scene with good stakes. One of the best scenes of the movie. And like the ending is with the Trojan horse and the sack of Troy, which is actually like, I have to give this film a lot of credit. Like I actually didn't expect Troy to fall. Like I know in the back of my head, like I was like, Trojan horse, like yeah, they're probably gonna win. But I thought the whole time that Troy would win, and I was actually kind of shocked that the city was like put to the torch and stuff like that. But at this moment, Achilles like kind of redeems himself and dies, and he's shot in the heel, which I guess that's why they call it Achilles' heel. And yeah, I'm really sorry that this was such a messed up synopsis, but I just can't do a really good one right now. And I just wanted to say that this is a good movie, and I really enjoyed it, actually. I'd give it like an 8.5. I highly recommend watching it. And yeah, it's a great experience. And then the film ends with a monologue about legacy that kind of like tied it in a bow, and I really liked it. So yeah, that's been Troy. I don't actually know if I'm going to post this because it's not that good of a video, but if I do, thank you for watching. Saucy Boy out.